Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we're reviewing a new beer just released last week between Temporal Artisan Ales and Boombox Brewing, brewed at Parallel 49. It's a beer called Resonance. Really cool label, actually quite, oh, the sun's really bad, quite reminiscent of a brewery that I really like out of Seattle called Floodland. I really like the artistic exposure of the image. Anyways, this is a really cool beer, like I said, between Temporal, who Tristan and Kat, they're really focused on sour beer, barrel fermentation, spontaneous, wild, funky, sour, just everything. Now, something that's really unique about Tristan and Temporal is everything they brew, all the malt comes from Mecca Grade in Madras, Oregon, which is just north of Bend, Oregon. Really amazing spots. So they've got a really unique twist on their grain. A lot of the grain is it's very, very hyper local. They're not bringing in grain from all over the country to make it like craft. They're using their local grown grain, which is pretty amazing that he's able to source that. They source the same grain for this. On the can it says they used barley, oats, rye, and wheat for their grain bill, which is pretty amazing, considering it is a hazy IPA, as expected. Also really cool, they really focused on pulling in lots of different hops. They're using Citra, Mosaic, Amarillo in the dry hop, Cascade in the kettle, and then they're using a unique, well, they're using five different yeasts. One was a kind of a wild captured strain from a flower, and it was cultivated, harvested, cultured from a flower in Berkeley, California at Yeast Bay Labs. So I was super motivated to be like, I really want to try this because I am always up for doing like kind of wild capture or trying new beers that have actual wild yeast that's, you know, built for beer and actually produces good flavors instead of just being it like acidic and sour and just pretty much undrinkable, which is what can happen sometimes with spontaneous beers. So let's crack it open. Let's see how it tastes. Oh wow, such a good bursting flavor there. So yeah, it pours really nice, very opaque, very hazy even in the pour. Really good carbonation, creamy head. Now, I had one of these yesterday, and I really noticed something that a friend of mine had always kind of notes in his hazy beer reviews, and I'm like, dude, what's chalky? What do you mean chalky? And he's like, I don't know, just somebody described this one aroma that I get, and that's what I smell. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what you're talking about. As soon as I smelled this beer and drank it, and then smelled it some more, I'm like, wow, I get chalky. That's really cool. I haven't really experienced that with another beer before. Really pull out some of the unique Mosaic and Citra qualities. Sometimes for me, Citra can be a little bit oniony when it's used too intensely, so I don't like beers with Citra, but this has got that really nice Mosaic, like candied bubblegum, citrusy, and then you're getting that orangey note from that I'm expecting is coming from the Amarillo. This is just, it smells incredible, and it just looks, it's just opaque as can be, turbid, almost gross looking for someone that doesn't like a hazy IPA. So, let's see how it tastes. Wow, yes, that's really dry actually. And that's something I really enjoy from a hazy IPA. Typically they are not dry. They're what we would call under attenuated. So they have quite a lot of residual sugar, which adds to the body of the beer. This, quite dry, quite crisp, quite clean. It really gives you this like really nice, like pithy, like tangerine type flavor, which is what I would, you know, relate to sometimes with especially with Citra hop beers and Amarillo hop beers. Wow, that's like, that's incredible. That, and like I said before, the chalky note, it's interesting to have that derivative that you can kind of pick out, but it smells amazing. Orange juice, so much orange juice. Well, cheers everyone. Thanks for checking out my review of this Resonance Hazy IPA from Temporal and Boombox Brewing. Please like and subscribe my channel, and like I've said before, I'm trying to come out with reviews every few days and keep you all entertained during this crazy times that we're in.